bottom of the block where we really gang, where we don't never speak a word, we just let it bang. That's life up in the vital where we could never hang. It's that before dishonor, swear to God I'll never rank. And boy, I'll never break, I'm built for this just like a tank. You diss me once, homie, you won't get another chance. And I won't even speak a word, I'll just let it blast. I put that on the vital, homie, that I'm down to smash. And you come and test the water, see if it don't crack. And real G's never switch up, never take the stand. A real G keeps it solid, never rolls with rats. I'm true to the code, homie, never looking back. And ain't no dirt up in my name, homie, those are facts. I keep it G, homie, I don't never have to act. Ain't nothing like these suckers on the net that spitting cats. Boosting up their name for the fame is considered trash. You already knew on where I stand. With the homies posted in the vital daily packing straps. Boy, la vida loca, it be crazy in my habitat. That before dishonor is my code and ain't no turning back. That before dishonor is my code and ain't no turning back.
G-File.
Alright, so finishing off right here, the last part of south side of Indio before we move on to the other parts of Indio. Like I said, the south side of Indio is jam-packed full of a lot of neighborhoods right here in the 40s. That's just how it goes down. So the remaining neighborhoods you have right here, VCT. VCT standing for Carver Track. Now I know sometimes you see it up as Culvert Track, but the neighborhood is called Carver Track. You know, that's C-A-R-V-E-R. But I know sometimes they write it with a C-O-V-E-R. But it's the other way, and it's not track like a track. It's actually track like with a T, with a CT. But like I said, you just see it written different. You know, probably for their own slang reason, you know, for that. But yeah, it's written the other way. I know there's always a confusion with that. But yeah, this is a neighborhood that's roughly one of the more smaller neighborhoods right here on this side. You can find them right here on Avenue 48th. Now I know a lot of neighborhoods are on Avenue 48th, you know, because their neighborhood stays really close to Campos neighborhood, actually like right across from it. You know what I mean? In those apartments across from theirs. Like I said, the neighborhoods are really close to each other. It's just jam-packed right here. That's why you get a lot of you know, conflicts and issues, you know, with a bunch of neighborhoods. It's just that it's just jam-packed full of neighborhoods. That's pretty much how it goes down right here. But yeah, that's what's up with the VCT, the Carver neighborhood. You know, one of the more smaller neighborhoods, but nonetheless, you do see them up. They do hold a presence, and they still right here holding it down and putting theirs on the map. Now, also right here in the south side of Indio, you have one of the more, roughly one of the more smaller neighborhoods on this side, due to the fact that where they're located, it's just jam-packed full of neighborhoods right there. Like I have said, that right here, this area, you know, it is jam-packed full of neighborhoods within you know, not that large of territory. So you're gonna get chaos and havoc, you know what I mean? But you have the Penn West Locals. Now the Penn West Locals is a neighborhood. Their neighborhood is it's a one-way. So it's pretty notorious right there. It'd be going down. Now you can find their neighborhood, what's right there on Cajon and Quail Avenue by Dove Street. So what's Robin, what's Canary, what's Blue Jay, Cardinal, San Piper Avenue. All of that is what's considered their neighborhood. You know what I mean? Throughout Cardinal Avenue. Yes, I know that most of these streets are named after birds. It's crazy like that. Now, yeah, so this is their neighborhood. Like I said, it's roughly more of a more smaller, you know, territory due to the fact that, you know, Campos and Corver Track surrounds their neighborhood. You know what I mean? They're just like right there slap in the middle of both of their neighborhoods. So it be going on and cracking. You already know right here, whenever it's just jam-packed full of neighborhoods, it's tough, homie. It gets vicious. You know what I mean? But yeah, these neighborhood still hold it down, still be representing, and you know, they do their thing. Like I said, they're roughly one of the more smaller neighborhoods. You don't see them up as much as some of the rest. But don't ever get it twisted. They will handle business, and they do be putting theirs on the map. But that's what's up with the Penn West Vital right there, holding it down. And another neighborhood that you have right here is the Barrio Indio Rifa, not to be confused with Southside Indio or Northside Indio. This is Barrio Indio Rifa. Now it is more of the more smaller neighborhood, located right here in Indio. They're located right there on the opposite end of Jackson Street, almost by Ruby Avenue and Sonora Avenue, and all that is where you can find them. You know, they don't have a vast chunk of territory like these other sets, you know, or they're not like as heard of as, you know, these other sets, but that still doesn't change the fact, you know, that they still hold it down for theirs and put theirs on the map. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, they be represented right there for that VIR. That's that Barrio Indio Rifa, and they continue to still represent theirs and put theirs on the map. You know what I mean? Because they have homies incarcerated doing all day. You know what I mean? So they put in work, homie. They do got their homies that be out there running and gunning. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it gets treacherous right here in Indio, but that's what's up with the Indio, the Barrio Indio Rifa right there. And then now right here, now that we're done with the south side portion of Indio, we could move on to now the rest of the city of Indio. Now, on the north side of Indio, you have the largest neighborhood within Indio. It's old school, heavily rooted into the community, has been already right here for a cool minute. And from the report show, putting in work, homie. They got a lot of homies that are doing all day, man. So these guys definitely be handling their business. You know what I mean? And that is the north side Indio. North side Indio just controls a vast amount of territory. You know, what's considered all of north side Indio, you know, is where you can find them roaming around. You know what I mean? And going at it with the rest of Indio, you know, it seems like not even the south side Indio neighborhoods are you know, too fond of the north side Indio, because you know the Indio gangs do tend to beef it with the Coachella gangs. That's pretty much how it goes down. But they do also beef it within their own cities. You know what I mean? Even though there's some neighborhoods that get along, they do go at it with, you know, other neighborhoods in Indio, and seems like, you know, the south side of Indio's neighborhoods are not too fond of the north side of Indio. But the north side of Indio's neighborhood is a large neighborhood. You know what I mean? You can find them from the North Jackson Park all the way to the Yaca Park. So from that end to that end, everything that's in the middle is what's considered their neighborhood. And if you really think about it, that's a big chunk of territory. You know what I mean? You know, that's vastly amount of territory. So, but they have the members to combat it. You know what I mean? Like to roam around and patrol. You know, and that's probably why they're so large, because they, you know, have a large amount of territory. You get what I mean? These guys ain't no suckers. They definitely be putting it right here on the map for them for a cool while throughout Crest Avenue, that extends throughout their neighborhood. And not only that, but throughout north side Indio, you have the Kerner Avenue, also that flows throughout their neighborhood. And not only that, but they even extend all the way to Palos Verdes Street. So even throughout their neighborhood extends over there to Avenue 44. Is also like one of their clicas in, you know, that they represent, one of their strongholds. You know what I mean? Over there on Avenue 44, is also like, you know, home grounds for them. So everything that's, you know, within that area, what's like Fay Street, what's Psycho Street, what's Psycho Drive actually. So everything that's on that side is also their territory. So like I said, that's a large amount of territory. You know what I mean? And like I said, Tiny Lokes is one of their more you know, also well-known cliques that they represent. And like I said, these guys are with the business, continue to, you know, represent, put theirs on the map, and hold it down. You know, the north side of Indio definitely is a neighborhood that's well-known, well-established, and continue to represent theirs. You know what I mean? Even with everything that the law enforcement has thrown at this neighborhood, the neighborhood is still, you know, functioning like it always has. But that's what's up with the north side of Indio right there. Now, right here, in the east side of Indio, you have the barrio that's known as the East Side Indio, Res Locos, Res standing for Reservation Locos. Now the Reservation Locos used to be a part of the North Side Indio that broke off. So, you know, they were once you know, a part of their neighborhood that they just went off to do their own thing, difference in you know, how they wanted to do, do things. And, so they just decided to break off and just go do their own thing. You know what I mean? It's one of those cases, several neighborhoods go through this, where, one neighborhood used to be a part of another neighborhood that broke off and just went to go, do their thing. So yeah, that's reservation locals was, part of the, Northside Indio, but they just went to go do their own thing. And they're located on the east side of Indio, reservation, right there on Manzanita Avenue. That's where their hood's at, by Hoppy, by Aztec Street, by Pueblo Street. So all of that is what's considered their neighborhood. I know it's not a large chunk of territory, it's roughly more smaller. And this neighborhood is, a more smaller neighborhood. But nonetheless, like I've always said, size doesn't mean anything. It's not how big your neighborhood is. It's, it's what you guys do, that divides your neighborhood. And, and these guys ain't no chumps, you see it up, several different ways, from RES to RLS to RS. So you just see it, you can see it different ways. But that's who they are, on the east side of Indio, the reservation locals. And like I said, roughly a more smaller neighborhood, because they were just a clica. But nonetheless, homie, they're still up, they still maintain and still continue to put theirs on the map. You get what I mean?